afternoon. Is it afternoon already? Yes. How are you guys doing? I am super excited to be here, and first of all, I want to say thank you to Outside the Box and Blueprint for Businesses for having us here as Maisha Project. My name is Beatrice Williamson. I am a native Kenyan. I came to Oklahoma about 2001, and I came as an intern here to work with inner city kids in Oklahoma City. Can you believe that? Coming from Africa to come to Oklahoma to work with inner city kids in Oklahoma City here. And I come to Oklahoma, I land here, and the first thing I'm told, do not go to 23rd Street. My job just became very difficult at that time. But coming from the village where I grew up in Kisumu, Kenya, I grew up where we did not have running water. We counted the days we ate food. And literally, my parents had jobs, but their income was still less $1 a day. They both had jobs, left early in the morning to go fend for food, but their income was less than $1 a day. That $1 a day could not educate the children in the house. We barely had enough to eat. And so as a young girl, at the age of 9 years old, I'd never gone to school at all. Why? Because education in Africa is not free. Public schools can be free, but it's still not free at the end of the day for families that are impoverished and cannot even afford uniform for a child, or cannot afford a pencil for a child to go to school. The school can be termed as free, but the child can still not be in class because of very, very basic necessities. I was one of those statistics when I was growing up in a small village where we call Kano in Kisumu, Kenya. Roger has visited my village, and he did not want to come back to Oklahoma, even though he's saying he loves Oklahoma. I had to kick him out to come back here. But at the age of 9, something very profound happened to my life. We had a BBF being held in my village as a kid by missionaries from Sweden. And so these college students from Sweden had put up a camp, and I was one of those kids that was just wanting to attend a vocational Bible school because a group of missionaries was putting it together. During this camp, something very profound happened. Michael, one of the students that was there for mission work, lost his passport. He dropped it on the floor in the grass, and I picked it up. As a kid, I really did not know what that was. Illiterate kid, don't know what passport is. He had some Swedish money in there. I did not know what that was money. And so I was playing with this passport and the money that I found on the grass. Little did I know that this was a very valuable product to one of these missionary students that was in my village. I picked it as I was playing with this cute booklet. I see a photo on it. And these 9 missionaries, they all looked alike, guys. They all looked alike. So I took the passport, hid it, and the only person I trusted in that camp was my father. I went and gave that to him because my instinct as a kid told me that what was in my hand was important, because I'm seeing a photo of these people that are in my village. There's a photo. They look like something, this thing belongs to them. My father forgot to give Michael this passport, and we ended up with it in our mud house. No electricity. Remember, we don't have phones. And so these students get back to their hotel room, and that is the time Michael is realizing that his passport is missing. And instantly, a student from Sweden is panicking in Kenya because he's illegal right now, correct? What happens the next day? He had restless nights. These kids had restless nights. Little did I know that they were calling Sweden, they were calling embassies to get that, really one-day passport that you can get when you lose your passport when you're traveling. But the next day, when they come to the camp, my dad gives back the passport and the money that I picked, everything intact as it was. And instantly, Little B becomes the celebrity of the camp. But to cut the story short, that was the moment that I believe change happened to me. Why did change happen to me at that time? 3 months later, Michael's grandmother took a plane from Sweden to come all the way in my village to meet me and say thank you to what I did. At that time, I did not realize that I had thousands of money in my hands that was given back. My dad, I believe he knew the value of the money that was in his hands, right? But he gave it back. This money was the money some of the students were going to use while they were in Kenya for accommodation, transportation, all the on-ground logistics. Michael lost it in the grass. So the grandmother was the main funder of their mission trip, came to say thank you to what I did. But yet, when she flew almost 8,000 miles away, as a kid, I did not really know the impact of that journey. I was excited about one thing. That day, we were going to eat good food because we have a visitor coming. And if we are lucky, my dad was going to buy some Fanta. We are going to drink some soda that day. That's all I was excited about. But truly speaking, Anna Lanson, as she was in our mud house, our house, this stage is bigger than the house I was growing up with. This stage we are standing on is bigger. And I remember Anna Lanson asking my parents, what can I do to help? My parents did not say, Miss Jennifer, you've seen the Lesotho homes, the little shack houses. I was one of the kids growing in those shack houses. My parents did not say to Anna Lanson, if you want to help me build a better house. My dad said, if you want to help me take this little girl to school. She would like to go to school, but I cannot afford. God shone his light on me that moment. Because Anna Lanson said, as long as I am alive, this was an elderly lady at the time, I will make sure that little B goes to school she desires to go to. And surely speaking, as long as this lady was alive, Anna Lanson, I went to school. I went to kindergarten. At the time, I'm 9 years old, but I'm starting over, but I jumped more grades and finished school on time. When I graduated high school, Anna Lanson was just passing. She took care of my education from 9 years old until when I was about to join college. When she passed, that support stopped. And that really taught me a huge lesson, that this lady was single-handedly helping me. I don't know what she had to give to take care of my education in Kenya, but I was not in any program that the support could continue even after her leaving. And so when the support stopped, my education stopped because college is really also expensive in Kenya. But that did not stop God to do what he intended to do with the seed that Anna Lanson planted in my life. I could not go to college at the time, so I went to my church in Kisumu to start volunteering so that I don't waste time in the village. So I started to go work with small projects in my church there. And luckily enough, City Church here in Oklahoma City was having an exchange program. So 5 students from Oklahoma City was sent to my church in Kenya, and 5 of us was sent here in Oklahoma City to work with youth from 23rd Street here in Oklahoma City in a city schools. But it is when I came to Oklahoma that the dreams that Anna Lanson and the seed that he planted in my life became a reality. This place was a huge culture shock for me. Food was a culture shock. Plenty of food. And when I say plenty, You don't pick up an African girl that has never seen a whole meal in a plate, and first thing you do, you take them to a buffet. You don't do that. Don't ever do that. I see food and I start crying because it is abundance. It's a lot. But all I was crying about is my family members that I know I'm in Oklahoma, but they're still going home and going to bed without food. And here I am having a million of choices of food to eat, correct? But it is that moment when God provoked me that now I am in a platform where I can do something and pay forward in my village, a place where many, 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 many children I left behind are still in the shoes I was in. And so while I was here in Oklahoma City working with the youth here in Oklahoma City, I started to use my time during the process of working with the youth, because the youth that were in my cohort group were so blessed, yet they never seen a fraction of the blessing. And so Maisha Project was founded in 2008 here in Oklahoma City at City Church by a group of youth students that we were working with from Northwest Classen. How did that start? It started because every Sunday we could just do bake sale and car wash and sell T-shirts to feed kids in my village. It was not a nonprofit at the time. And I just decided to give this youth a project to do so that they can see how blessed they are. Because I'm working with a cohort of group of young people that no matter what you say, it is not penetrating, that they are in a better place, better than anybody else, correct? And so it was during this time then we built Maisha here in Oklahoma City, and we started a nonprofit called Maisha Project. And today, the Maisha Project is educating over 1,000 children in my village. We have hundreds and hundreds of young adults that have graduated through our program. Actually, I came in the program here today late because I had to go pick up James Odinga, that is one of our keynote speakers in our banquet that is coming up next week. He just landed a few hours ago from Africa. So I had to come here late today because I had to get him situated. But people like James, a total orphan that Maisha took in when he was just a laborer as a young boy. 9 years old, he was a male digging sand. I was 9 years old, not going to school. He was a breadwinner at 9 years old as a total orphan. But today, he is transforming his own community, and that is our Maisha mission statement: empower people to transform their own communities. Today at Maisha, we are doing feeding program to over 10 schools, meaning we are serving almost 10,000 meals a day, almost. Most of those food come here from US. We ship containers of Manna Pack that help us buy other supplemental food, but at least we have that dry grain that can help us going. One of the other things that we do at Maisha is health. We support a lot of widows that are living with HIV/AIDS. And so through health, we support children that are either affected or infected by HIV/AIDS. So in our program, we have Maisha Academy, and also we have an hospital in the community where the nearest hospital from Maisha Medical Hospital is about 2 hours away. So we are serving a community where I grew up, but it is because the seed that was planted by Anna Lanson. And today, that seed is bearing fruits. So if you come to our table there today, you'll see that we have a program of child sponsorship called Legacy of Hope. Legacy of Hope is a program that we started because of Anna Lanson. We want to continue to have people like you helping us give a legacy of hope to the children that we are serving in my community. And so if you desire to join any of our program, please, on the back of your booklet today, check out Maisha, and you'll see more of the programs we do. If you want to hear more of what we do, I would like to invite you guys to our banquet that we have coming up next week on Friday at Skavin. It is our only first annual event that we do. It's going to be our 15th annual, but it's the only annual fundraiser we do that really helps sustain most of the things we do as a program, the child sponsorship, and other special programs we do throughout the year. So I want to welcome all of you. If you can, if you can't, donate and help us continue feeding the kids and feeding through the mind, soul, and body, because our programs are truly holistic. The program started with a broke college student in Oklahoma City. So it was built in a good foundation because we built it to empower the communities to transform themselves. And today, that is happening because through our program, we have employed about 56 employees there in the community, but 6 of those are already students that have graduated out of our program working in the program.
Woo!
So thank you, guys. Thank you, Oklahoma, for helping us and helping me transform my village where I come from. Everything happening there is happening from here in Oklahoma City. And Roger can attest to that.
Yes. All right, do you guys want to learn a little Swahili? I'm gonna teach you how to do a word. And you already know this word. Hakuna? Damn straight. You just learned Swahili. You didn't even know it, did you? That's